Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakonomics, back with another certified hood classic. In today's banger, we're going to be going over some of the biggest sneaker stories from this week, covering some of the drops that went down, and taking a look at some exciting new images of some kicks coming out down the line. If you're interested in staying plugged into the sneakerverse, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you want to keep up with me in real time, go over and drop me a follow on IG and TikTok. Rightio, so let's look back at some of the big sneakers that dropped this week. There were a few SBs. Earlier in the week, we had these two that dropped, the Emerald Rise Orange pair and the Mystic Red and Rosewood. Did you guys go for these? I actually passed on these. I don't really fancy either of them. There are still sizes sitting on the UK Nike sneakers app. We also had the Jordan 13 Wolf Greys. These are sitting up to a UK 10.5 and probably will be available, I would say, down the road on sale. This pair was quite interesting, the Air More Up-Tempo Low Ambush collab. Pretty cool looking colorway. The design's pretty cool, but I think maybe the price point put a lot of people off at £195 or a little over $200. So I'm not really surprised to see these sitting in most sizes, but surprisingly, it's actually the lower sizes that are sold out. So obviously the ladies out there or the very small-footed men were absolutely loving these. The Polo X Fortnite P-Wing in physical form, dubbed the P-Wing Fidgetal. It looks solid and boasts details reminiscent of the 1990s Polo Sportline and the revered Stadium collection. You guys might have seen this footwear circulating on social media this week as pairs were seeded to influencers. And the influx of this type of footwear seems to be a more consistent thing, bridging the gap between video gaming and real life. Brands like Mischief, it seems, have really carved out a space for this meme type footwear to become relevant in the everyday sneaker sphere, fashion sphere. What do you guys think of this sort of stuff? It was also a huge week for Yeezys. Several models, including the Yeezy 450 slides, restocked. Confirmed app was busy, retailers were busy. Did you guys jump into the Yeezy frenzy and come up? Feel free to let me know. The most notable releases that came out this week, in my opinion, were these, the Puma and Luigi Villaseñor, I want to say, Puma Clyde collab. Really clean looking shoe. I'm a big fan of the Puma Clyde. I think it is one of the most classic sneakers of all time, and this collaboration looks really clean with decent quality materials. Also had the Jordan 1 Low OG Black Toe. These have sold out pretty much everywhere, but they may be sitting in sneaky size runs in sneaky locations. The resale really isn't crazy on them. They're reselling for right around retail. I managed to scoop up a pair of these pretty easily. Did you guys go for these? Let me know. We also had the Nike Airship Amamanier collab that went down this week, and I think this shoe kind of caught a lot of people off guard, the way that it sold out really quick. I don't know if the reason it sold out really quick was just because of the bots that were gonna eat, because I did hear that there was a subsequent restock or a re-upload of potential cancelled bot orders that went live on the website, but it does seem to have nonetheless been somewhat popular. I mean, last sale on StockX, just checking here, is £212, lowest ask 307, highest bid £231, about $250. So there was definitely enough demand in them to warrant a cheeky profit on the resale if you were copying them for that purpose. I passed on them personally, not a huge fan of the colorway, not a massive fan of the shoe. Did you guys cop? Feel free to let me know. And finally, the sneaker of the week, in my opinion, were these, the Crenshaw SB Dunk Lows. This was a skate shop release only. These aren't coming out on the sneakers app. And if you haven't already gotten yourself into the raffles, it's probably too late. So moving into the news, and I firstly want to start off with the big fight that went down last night between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. If you guys have been following the build up to the fight, you'll have noticed that both of these cats are pretty heavy into their sneakers. Both of them have been seen wearing shoes like the Travis 1 Lows or Off-White kicks. During the fight, they were both donning some pretty cool customs. Nate Diaz had on a pair of custom Off-White Jordan 1 boxing boots, and Jake Paul had on a pair customized by the shoe surgeon. Take inspiration from the Travis 1 Lows, in particular the Black Phantoms, and a never seen, never made white pair. He also had some custom shorts made and a custom jacket made that were inspired by Nike Air as well as Cactus Jack merch. And apparently, this whole kit or outfits supposedly ran Jake Paul $100,000 US, which is crazy money. I personally think he's probably overpaid about 95 grand for this outfit. It's hard to know whether or not the nature of the materials are what have blown the price up, or whether it's just because the shoe surgeon is that good these days he can command such a crazy price for his time. But it also has brought into question the idea of whether or not these custom shoes are actually just customs or fakes, given the fact that, especially especially with regard to the white shoe, he hasn't ostensibly used any original Nike materials, and depending on your stance, making the shoe from scratch would technically make it a fake. With the black pair, he's used a piece of a black Phantom shoe, meaning it does at least have some original Nike parts, but it's an interesting situation. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video talking about the shoe surgeon and how he manages to get away with not being sued from Nike. Crocs report record quarterly revenues of $1 billion. This represents a growth on year of 12% for Crocs. According to Andrew Rees, the Crocs CEO, we continue to invest behind our strategic priorities that are driving profitable growth. And so it seems like with partnerships like the Pollex collab with Salehi Bambury, conspicuous marketing partnerships with the likes of Mischief, Crocs have gone from being a legitimate cringe, fringe type brand to being right at the forefront of sneaker growth and footwear impact. Are you guys messing with Crocs yet? Let me know. Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden has come out and said that there will be no more Yeezys after this current stock has been liquidated. A lot of us are looking around at each other thinking, yeah, we already knew that. Pretty much since the partnership was terminated, none of us envisaged any more Yeezys being produced, let alone any more being sold down the line in the future. I mean, it wasn't even that long ago we were talking about them potentially setting fire to or just giving away the current stock they're sat on. In a recent earnings call, he has also said that the brand are going to be donating up to $120 million of the proceeds from the Yeezy liquidation. They have thus far already donated $10 million to various charities in a bid to combat anti-Semitism. Birkenstock could debut to the stock market with an $8 billion IPO. Sources are saying that this ambitious endeavor could go down as early as next month. Now, this isn't overly surprising because Birkenstocks have been pretty hot in terms of being like a mainstream trend for the last couple of years, it has to be said. And they do have a long-standing heritage and a devout consumer market owing to their long-standing presence in the game. Some people are suggesting that maybe they're just capitalizing on their recent popularity owing to this fad and they won't be able to maintain their success long-term. Other people are thinking if they go onto the stock market, it could affect their quality down the line. But either way, you've got to admire these types of brands that are coming up in the game and making a name for themselves. Are you guys gonna get yourself some Birkenstocks? Feel free to let me know. All right, let's talk about some new sneakers. Have you guys seen these? The Air Jordan 3 SP Bi-Coastal. These are supposed to be dropping sometime next year. They've got this green canvas upper. They kind of give me the muslin vibes that we had last year. The obligatory sailed out or aged midsole and heel tab, suede in place of the elephant print. It's a pretty nice shoe. I don't know if I'm really that turned on by the colorway. What do you guys think of these? More Air Jordan 2 lows on the way for summer 2024. These are called the Diffused Blue. And listen, at this point, they are really struggling, it seems, for inspiration for the Jordan 2s. I mean, we're getting all these different versions of the same shoe with the Jordan 2 high. I'm referring to all the different green Jordan 2s we've had. And we only just recently had the Air Jordan 2 low UNC colorway, as well as the other blue colorway that dropped. And so at this point, getting another riff on that is feeling like massive overkill and speaking to a real lack of imagination and creativity in the design department. Am I wrong with that? Jordan 1 high metallic silver coming out in 2024 as well. And these kind of give me, I don't know if you guys remember the Pass the Torch Kawhi Leonard 1 highs that came out back in, I think 2017 or 2018. Really cool pair, but the only problem with this like metallic silver type material on the upper is it doesn't age very well. I think it might be some kind of like vinyl pressed type action, and once you start creasing them or start wearing them, this material kind of flakes off. Kind of cool if you're into that look, but these will be a behind the back pass from me, no doubt. What do you guys think? We're going to be getting more airships in 2024. We have the Hornets colorway here, which is pretty nice. I mean, you can never really go wrong with the Hornets color blocking, in my opinion. The sort of baby blue mixed with the purple is an all-time classic colorway, and these, to be fair, look nice. It's kind of cool to see the airship being jazzed up with some slightly more interesting and exciting, vibrant colors. At this point though, to me, it still is the type of sneaker that I would wait to go on sale. What do you guys think of these? More Jordan 1 low OGs coming next year as well. This time we've got them in the Gorge green colorway. Very similar color blocking to the Pine Green High 2.0. Good looking shoe, clean, classic. At this point though, pretty predictable. I think given the emphasis that Jordan brand have recently been putting into the low OG 1, this colorway was an inevitability. Air Jordan 3 Cosmic Clay set to come out in summer 2024. Nice colorway, can't really go wrong with it, but again, a little bit too subtle, kind of similar to a Katrina or a NIKES or a Fire Red or a Cardinal. There's just not enough really, in my opinion, to separate out this colorway from some previous models to the point where I'm excited about this. Joe Freshgoods has teased his new potential upcoming collab with New Balance in the 650 model. Release date TBA. Not a whole heap to go off from these pictures in terms of the materials, but it is a pretty simple colorway featuring the classic, at this point, off-white and the gray or the neutral tones, giving me a little bit of ALD energy. Kind of nice, but I feel like the 650, just like the 550 hype, has pretty much been and gone at this point. A couple of Kobe announcements for next year. The Kobe 4 Protro Bi-Coastal, similar to the 3s we talked about before, with this sort of aquamarine type color blocking on the upper. Also some Kobe 8 set to come out next year as well in this white and metallic gold colorway. And it looks like we're also going to be getting some LeBron 4 retros. This purple colorway set to drop next year as well. And it looks like this is going to be part of this big Nike basketball nostalgic retro throwback that we're going to be embroiled in next year. I'm not a big fan of LeBron 4s myself, but let me know what you guys think. And there's some more Jordan 4s coming out next year. We saw some mock-ups of the white Vivid Sulfur, which look to almost have this kind of tour yellow type inspired color blocking. Nothing solid to go off yet, but definitely an exciting proposition if you're into Jordan 4s. Official images have launched of the YUTO HORIGOME SB Dunk Lows, and this has got to be one of the cleanest SB colorways we have seen in a minute. These are set to come out on August the 16th, and in my opinion are awesome. I think these are going to be very hard to get because a lot of people are feeling the same way about them. We also saw this week a new colorway of the Travis Scott Cut the Checks on the feet of the man himself while he was busy in the gym not doing legs. And listen, at this point, the black and whites or the Panda colorway is an absolute no-brainer. The more images I see of this shoe, the more I think it's going to be a success. Depending on the number of units they decide to release with these are going to be a problem to cop. I do think so far my favorite colorway is probably the colorway inspired by the Travis 1 Low Olive. Yeah, what are you guys thinking of the Cut the Checks? And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care for now, and peace.